Word. So
Yeah.
if we were some old ass niggas, you would want to be on Rockefeller.
Yeah, yeah. It's funny you say that too, because when I was coming up, my sister was actually, she was interning for Rockefeller and
Oh,
Rockaway,
word?
like when it was real prevalent. So coming up high school, I had a lot of like sample things that really didn't come out. A lot of exclusives from Rockaway. Shout out those flight jackets and those fitters and everything like that. You feel me? So
it makes sense looking at your attire here. You look
yeah,
like, you ahead of the curve.
I always try to be ahead of the curve. Try to keep it a little bit flashy, but still humble. But that's just me. You know what I mean? Like I like nice things in life, but I like to just be able to just keep it real with yourself. Like it's cold outside, so I'm not gonna be trying to force it, but I like to look nice. Always garnishing a little bit of diplomacy. Doing my thing, but that's definitely how we give it up in the 914. Definitely.
All right. So let's dive in more into the fashion. What got you into fashion?
It's crazy because when we were in high school, I knew Kyle and Cortez. So when we got to college, it was a lot of just what do we want to do with our life now, and I always wanted to have a multimedia type of thing going on. So that was basically I love music, I love producing, I love rapping, but I wanted to mix everything in and of itself. So when we came up with the plan to do diplomacy, it was just more so like, all right, I know these people, I like hats, you know what I mean, and I wanted to model some of their stuff because it was cool. It was a little loose trend on modern day urban wear with their own little stamp on it. So I think just basically knowing the people around on board, it just made me want to start off, with diplomacy from the jump. So that was pretty much where it started. Just a little scrapbook piece of paper, little makeshift little T-shirts starting off at first, but it was a way to just get in front of people, get my face out there, get onto a different little stage and see fashion and music, you know what I mean? So that was really a lot of fun though. That definitely was.
I about to say I seen a video. I seen a video of you. You looked like you was modeling, and then you looked like you was performing. Who came up with that idea?
It was actually they got invited to a Rockland Social. So shout out Rockland Social, Cristello, everybody in Rockland doing anything over there. But that was basically a showcasing. So basically what they had an event over there where it was artists, live models, you know, performers, everything like that, and they pretty much brought it into like a gala. So when I got one into that, they had actually reached out to Diplomacy and Cortez and Colin and everybody, and they were like, listen, we have something where we want everybody that's from the 914 to pretty much just get together and put on for the team. So when they were actually in communication with them, they hit me up, was like, listen, man, we have this opportunity. We actually mentioned that you are an artist with us. We know you love, rocking some of your new things, but we wanted to give you a chance to actually get a performance in. So once that got to the point where it was like that, I was like, listen, man, obviously I wanted to model, but it was a way for me to get in front of the 914 in a different aspect. It was a way for me to put my stamp on something that I personally feel like they pretty much had their hand on this whole thing. So that was a lot of fun. And it was March of last year, and I was able to get a couple little bit of makeshift rehearsals in, things like that. Meet a couple of models, meet a couple of different designers and things like that. And when I tell you, like, the day that we actually had the event, how much it changed, not in a bad way, but it was just like, listen, we had people, makeup artists. We had all these different people coming in. We had videographers. We had, actual sound system. We had a live DJ. So for me, just coming in on board, I'm like, if this is the first event, then we can do, like, I'm trying to get to the 5th, to the 6th, because it was just so well put together. And I think that's trying to do anything as far as outside of music, as far as fashion, as far as anything business. That is what is going to stand apart. It's just the business mindset. It's just how you present yourself and how things can be critiqued as far as what the people on the outside are looking in. So that was definitely cool. Definitely cool.
I hear you talking about what is it, 914?
Yeah.
914. Can you this is gonna be a two-part question.
Okay.
First, can you tell me like the struggle in the 914, like to get your music out here, plus how important it is to come together with people within a 914?
Okay. So the 914, that is Westchester County. So that's everything between all the way from Yonkers, New Rochelle, all the way up to, Scarsdale, Hartsdale, everything like that. So when you just think of the dynamics, it's a lot of different people, and you see a lot of different walks of life. So being an artist in New York in and of itself, not necessarily in the city, but in the suburbs, it's a little different. Like the scale and the people that you can reach, and the group of people that actually do music, it's a lot smaller. So the community that you have in the suburbs, in the 914, quote unquote, because it's so small, it's a lot more competitive. And I say that loosely, being that we can sit there and go bar for bar any day, you know what I mean? But because you're in the 914, you want to be heard. You want to put your stamp on it. So a lot of the times, it's not that people not gonna rock with you. It's that, listen, man, it's a dog-eat-dog world. It's a crab in a barrel type of society. And it's sad to say that, because if you look at Atlanta rappers and things like the Migos and people like Gucci Mane and people like 21 Savage, they all big ups each other, you know what I mean, in that little small, well-knit community. But I feel like it's the curse of being in New York, of being in that fast-paced type of movement. Like, listen, I got to get this at this point in time, because I got to make 10 more moves after this. I don't got time to be waiting around and trying to help you catch up. All I know is that I'm here. I want you to see this. I want you to see that. And I'm going to put this out. And I don't care who I step over to get there. Not personally saying myself, but that's just how New Yorkers in and of itself, it's a real competitive nature. So being from the 914, I just feel like it's special, because we got to a point where we can walk outside and you can see, even with this, even when we're talking to you right now, even when you're watching this right now, you can see there's a level of professionalism that goes into it. Like, we're not just turning on the camera, walking outside, spitting a hot 16 and then calling it a day, and I'm calling myself an artist. Like, there's a lot of long nights that go into it. There's a lot of sacrifices, there's a lot of struggles, there's a lot of things that people don't see under that. So I think for the 914, just the grittiness of it, because you're in a suburb, and a lot of people look at it like, listen, you got, dogs barking, you got mailmen, you got a school bus, you got all these different things that people in the city don't have. But at the same point in time, a person in the city is going to look at you like you made it. But I'm still struggling to get to a point where I feel like I can stand on my own 2 feet in the suburbs. That's the difference. People in the city have a lot more of a network, because they have so many more people coming in and out of their city every day with tourism and things like that. But in the suburbs, you've seen a select few people. You know what I mean? You knowing your deli name, you knowing Akbar at the deli by name. He knows you by name. He knows your order. You feel me? Like that. Like, in the city, it's like, all right, cool. I'm going to put this dollar on the counter to get to Arizona, but you don't know, you may not never see me again. In the suburbs, you know exactly where to find me. You know who's going to be around, who you ran into. So I feel like that's the only real difference between the suburbs, a 917 and a 914. You know what I mean? Y'all have the subway. We got the Metro North. You know what I mean? We have different things. We have a lot more scenery. We have a lot more nature. We're more in tune with a lot of things as far as the real. Not so much materialistic, but the real, because that's what we're around. Real wooded areas, all a lot of real wooded areas, community, swimming pools, summer day camps, a lot of that things. City is more so it's like basketball and everything like that.
Like I said, how important is it the 914 to come together?
It's definitely important, because I feel like without each other's support, we're never gonna get to that mainstream of where we want to get to. You know what I mean? Because like I said, the network is so small. But being that the network is so small, we have the keys to open and unlock the doors for the future generations. It's just how stubborn are we going to be, or how selfish are we going to be for ourselves. But it's we have a responsibility, pretty much. Like, if we're going to be sitting here and doing this, we got to do this to the wheels fall off. You know what I mean? We can't just sit here and be like, all right, one day I'm gonna go hard and make 25 songs, and you're not gonna hear from me 2 years, 3 years. It's crazy. But that's what people get into, you know what I mean? Like, people feel like, especially out here, like, you're entitled to some things. Like, oh, I dropped this song, this was how I got this many views on it, I got this many hits, I'm that man. Nah, bro. At the end of the day, you still gotta upkeep that, keep the ball rolling. You know what I mean? A savings account is just that, a savings account. If you don't put no bread in your savings account, you're never gonna get the bag. So, in layman's terms, every track that you make is a $250 deposit into yourself. Like, you gotta be able to understand, like, what I do today is gonna be able to jumpstart my future. It's gonna be able to keep me on the yachts. It's gonna be able to keep my songs in rotations. You know what I mean? So you just gotta put that work in, and I think that's the biggest part, is just putting the work in, especially in this industry, because you have to be that person that's gonna say, I'm gonna put this work in, and you're gonna be able to see the fruits of my labor and appreciate that. It's not just saying like, listen, I'm gonna give you X, Y, and Z. I'm gonna show you this, and you better enjoy it. And if you don't enjoy it, I'm gonna take it back, and I'm gonna be upset. Nah, like, we have to be critiqued in an industry like this. Whether it's fashion, whether it's music, whether it's life, like, you're gonna just run into critics every day. So if you understand that, you gotta just boss up and be like, listen, I'm gonna do this till the wheels fall off. Like I said, what I put on this paper is me, and you're gonna understand that, and you're gonna utilize that and appreciate that more than me just putting up, oh, let me go pop some Zans, let me go get these shorties. 'Cause anybody can do that. Everybody's doing that. Rest in peace to Fredo Santana. He just died doing, all that stuff. So it's we look and see all these people we aspire to be, but we also take note. Like, I don't want to go down that path. I want to have these riches, be glorified and all this other stuff, but I don't want to have to die for you to love me. You know what I mean? I don't want to have to die for you to appreciate my music. I came up with King HEZZ because just recent years, it's been a lot of injustices. It's been a lot of Trayvon Martin, Sandra Bland's, Eric Garner's, and I came to a point to realize the society is never going to see you as what you are. They're going to see you as what they think you are. They already think we, just like you said, Ancient M. They already think we're the coolest monkey in the jungle. They already think we the niggas. They already think we aren't going to be able to be educated. We have the wrong upbringing. We don't got our fathers around. So at the end of the day, I was like, listen, whatever they say about me is fine. But what I ordained for my life, what God ordained for my life, we all kings in our right mind. That being said, there's nobody that can take your castle, your sanity, your peace of mind from you. That's why I came up with King HEZZ. We're all kings in our right mind. You know what I mean? We can all touch nations. We was all meant to walk in our likeness. So with that being said, like I said, I'm a king in my right mind. That's where King HEZZ comes from. But Hezekiah was always me. And I wanted to give the people the real me, as far as lyrics, as far as my image, as far as what I am, who I am. So I thought that was the only real way to really package myself, as far as the name went, to keep it real and authentic. So when you hear my music, you could be like, oh, that's HEZZ. Because people outside, even people at my job call me HEZZ. You know what I mean? That's just me. So it was a way for me to just give myself to the audience and just keep on running with that. But still coming into my artist form and just growing as an artist, but still maintaining that balance and knowing, listen, this is me, and I just wanted it to just make a mental note, even if I get to this point, I always want to be 10 toes down. I always want to be my true self. I always want to be somebody that I could look back and I didn't have to sell my soul. I didn't have to change up. I didn't have to, Word. Oh yeah, that's dope. I could do that. Yeah. So I might call it Dot. Have a runner around the block, dropping polos in the lounge, doing donuts. It's a stunt, and I'm rolling doobies up. GDP, that sticky green, stay in my blunt. I told them not to wake the beast. Ain't what they want. So fiends be knocking at the door. Call me the plug, and I might call his baby moms and get some love. 'Cause that's just how I do. That's how I does. Oh, yes he is. Really with the shit, says he been a great white. Competition little shrimp. Yeah, it's competition little shrimp. And she asked me what I do, and I tell her what it is. Bitch, what you mean? What my sensu bean? Why you playing, bitch? Where my sensual being? Why you sipping little lean? Like, where my sensual being? Stop playing, bitch. Where my sensual being? Let's get it. King HEZZ, RMF, 914. You already know what time it is. That's what's a moment with King HEZZ. Let's get it. Let's get it.